Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Review. Crazy excited to do the Brewery's Black Tuesday. This is the 2015 vintage, so it's 2 years old. Technically, it's 2 years and 4 months. It's 19.9% ABV. I'm recording this on New Year's Eve. My wife and I decided it's freezing out. We're going to stay inside, so I thought, well, appropriate for me to sip on this all evening. And I'll post this probably New Year's Day. It being 19.9, so we're gonna party like it's 19.9, almost 99. It didn't quite work. If you know anything about this beer, you can't tell from the ABV. This is a huge freaking beer, bottle wise and what's inside. So they take this huge stout. They put in bourbon barrels. They must do something with fermentation, I would think, to get the ABV that high. I love this beer. I really like it aged. The oldest I have one or two more of the 2015s. So I think that, yeah, that's the oldest. I quick checked my cellar. That's like the oldest vintage is the other ones from this year. I think I only have one 2016. But I also like Mocha Wednesday and the other variants I've had of this. Used to have a wax seal, but they switched to this lining. Anyway, um, because I had more than one of this vintage, I decided to open it up. But again, I really like this with a lot of age on it. But yeah, 2 years. Let's see what's doing. Well, you can already smell the alcohol and some chocolate, almost like chocolate liqueur. So the bubbles are pretty big. They're breaking up quickly. They're not. It's very cola-like, actually. Yeah, very much soda-like. In terms of the bubbles, the beer is not surprisingly really dark, pitch black. Let's get into the aroma. A lot of vanilla in the bourbon definitely comes through. So first thing it gets the barrel and the bourbon itself specifically. You do get some chocolate fighting through, both sweet like milk chocolate, but also some dark chocolate. A little bit of coffee, but the sweetness is kind of crushing any of that real like roastiness. But you do get, it seems odd if you take the roastiness out of coffee, you still get that part of the aroma. A little bit of like coconut, which isn't, I guess, too surprising given the barrel. But yeah, a lot of sweet bourbon, almost like an alcoholic Mounds bar. Smells awesome. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. A lot of dark dried fruit, which I did not pick up in the aroma, but you get a lot of that in the taste. Um, it's interesting. You definitely get bourbon for the 19.9 in the taste. I don't get alcohol, but in the finish, it is about as warm can be without being a burn. So in that regard, you do get some of the alcohol, but it's crazy how much in the taste you don't get. Cause I mean, 19.9, like you should get it should burn way more than it is. Yeah, a lot again, that dark fruit notes. Wow, dried fruits. Although it's bourbon specifically, um, kind of like the Sammy Claus, the dried fruit, almost more of like soaked in rum. I think it's just because that's the only thing I probably had fruit soaked in besides like wine for sangria. It is relatively sweet, so the dark chocolate comes in the finish as I'm talking, but you get more of the sweet milk chocolate throughout. In terms of the coffee note, you get again just like the aroma, a little bit of that roasty, but the sweetness, the alcohol, that stuff is kind of like cutting it off at the pass. Some ways it's chocolate covered raisins, like so. I mean, all these flavors are just so okay. So you have all these individual flavors. Are they coming together and working well? Yeah, big time, like big time. What else did I get in this? Oh, duh! From the barrel, as I said, the aroma definitely get vanilla without a doubt. The coconut, a hair more in the aroma than I'm getting in the taste. Oak itself, I do get. It's interesting. As I've been talking, you do get so much of that dark chocolate. Um, if you watch my channel, you know I love this style of beer, and I mean, this is got to be the highest ABV bourbon barrel aged stout I've had. I can't think of anything that broke the 20% mark. Excuse me. I'm serving it right at 55 degrees, which is what it says to store it at and to serve it at. Even with that 2 years on it, the more I'm drinking, the more that warmth is almost turning to burn. I'm still not there. Is as I'm drinking this, if I get to a point where it's just burning and not that like extreme warmth, I'll put a comment in the description to say otherwise. That's all she wrote, man. I got nothing else to add. It's amazing beer. If you like this style, try trade for it. I'd love to get the reserve. That's the only variant of this I have not had that I want to have at least. Um, so good. So here's to a happy and healthy 2018 for everyone who watches. I appreciate every single person who watches, everyone who subscribes, everyone who likes, comments, everything. I love it. Thank you so much. So cheers to you. And check me out on Instagram and on Tapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.